I ran across this while doing some research, and I think the concept is important, and I want to share it as a reason why managers and leaders should share more information, should provide more information and knowledge to the people to whom they're giving instruction or even advice or guidance and direction. So I'm going to compare two phrases and then we'll discuss them. So the first is the king died and then the queen died versus the king died and then the queen died of grief. So those two phrases were written by EM Forster as an example or as a comparison of the difference between story and plot. But for us, we're using it to discuss how, a shorter sentence actually has greater cognitive requirements than a slightly longer phrase with more information in it. So when you say the king died and then the queen died, that story could go anywhere. You don't know the why of any of it. It could be that those two events are unrelated. They are consecutive. It is the king died and then the queen died, but you don't know why or the separation. So the other one, the king died and then the queen died of grief, gives the why. And so cognitively, you don't really have to think about it anymore. You can wonder why the king died if you like, but you understand why the queen died, and it kind of gives closure to the sentence. You just kind of go, okay, that's that. Whereas the other one, the first example, doesn't have that closure. People do this with communication. Leaders or managers sometimes give instructions or direction without giving the why. And that actually places a greater cognitive requirement on the shoulders of the person who is to complete the task, or the team who's to complete the task. If they don't understand the why, then they have to dig a little more. There's a lot more going on up here. They've got to wonder, they have to look, they've got to research. Whereas if they're given the why, then they're able to make decisions along the way without, maybe with less additional research and work, because they understand the reason they're doing it, which also means they have more buy-in. They're a little more invested because they understand they can be part of this. So it's a fairly common mistake, and it could be anywhere from managers or leaders just kind of holding information to their a little close to their chest, or just thinking, well, I told them to do it, they should go do that. Whereas if they would give that extra information, it probably will help ensure that the task is completed more effectively, but also the person will feel better about it. They'll make better decisions along the way and be able to do it with fewer resources, such as asking other people or coming back to the manager to ask for little decisions along the way. So keep this in mind when you are giving direction or instruction, whether it's to an individual or to a team. Make sure you're giving that why, because it helps things get done more effectively, and for the individual, it helps them, it frees up cognitive resources. They don't have to wonder about all the possibilities or why they might be doing this. They understand that, which means they're more invested and they can make better decisions along the way. I hope this is helpful. I'm Chris Denny. You can find more videos like this and more information, as well as training and workshops at attentiontodetail.com. And of course, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.